Hi, I'm Dr. Bill White again, and I'm a general dentist, but I've done nothing but orthodontics and temporomandibular joint work for probably the last 45 years or more, and I did orthodontics for a good many years along with my general practice before this. Uh, and I've had a lot of experience with different situations, and I want to try to share them with people. Uh, this case right here is, of course, is very interesting. It's a bruxism. This man I knew personally, and I knew people that knew him in high school, and he ground his teeth like mad. He was a big time football player there in our town. And anyway, he married a very beautiful lady, and they had two beautiful kids. And I did orthodontics on his wife, and she's absolutely beautiful. And the kids were beautiful, and they had their teeth straightened too. And I think they kind of twisted his arm into coming in to get his teeth worked on. And so we'll let that go with that. Now, I'm a member of the American Orthodontic Society, and I'm board certified in that. And if you're a general or pediatric dentist or any kind of dentist, you can come and take courses there. We have a wonderful teaching mechanism that you can learn orthodontics, and it'll be good orthodontics too. So anyway, if you are interested in orthodontics wherever you are, uh, you're a general pediatric, but we have some orthodontists that are members there too, so just regular orthodontists. I'm going to go ahead now and bruxism. This was a real severe case. He nearly ate his front teeth up, and we were able to do a lot of control of it during the daytime, but at night they still bite. So I tried to fix him up where he probably would still brux, and fix it where it wouldn't wear near as bad. So we'll go into it from that point. Uh, This would be the first case. I'm going to show another bruxism case, but I'll have a separate video for it too. Here is the gentleman, real nice guy. I knew him there and his whole family, real nice people. And this fella ate his teeth up. Uh, and I have another dentist friend that went to high school with him and said he was grinding his teeth like that, uh, even back in high school. And he didn't even show his teeth. You know, when he smiled, you could see a little bit, but not much. And so I think his family just made him come in to get something done with it. But we had a nice time working on him. And here it is how they meet together. And what you have to do on a case like this, you're going to have to open this bite in this area, see? So you're going to have to lower these teeth down, and you raise these a little bit just simply from the force that's going to be put on them. So we have to build something in here that he chews against, you see, and open the bite back here. The posterior teeth will erupt together, and when they get together, this is open far enough to where you can replace it with his crowns, and that's what you have to do. You have to level this arch out, and it'll intrude these a little bit so you can come in and put a nice regular sized crown in here. So I think the way we did that was rather unique, or maybe people are doing it in other areas, but I thought it was a pretty good way that we did it. Now he had just chewed the whole inside. Now he's eating on the dentin, see, and he's grounded, and the nerve canal has gone down. Actually, you can see where the canal was at one time. So it receded too. So there's a lot to learn about fixing this up. Now, he's broken this crown off, you see. He chews real hard. And so they came in and repaired a lot of that, and they're going to end up crowning all this area in there. Now we had to get it ready for them, and I had to go check with the guys doing the lab work. We put gold back crowns with a shelf on them that was in gold, so his teeth wouldn't wear. If you made them out of porcelain, it just grinds the teeth off. The porcelain's kind of like wet rock or something on teeth. We'll show you that a little bit better here in a few slides. Now, these things are just eaten up. I've never seen anybody chew the inside of his teeth out like that. These models, I didn't really do any special job on the models, anything. And he didn't want virtually anything orthodontic done to these teeth, but I had to lower the bite. So we banded these, and we put an intruding arch, and we shoved these anterior teeth down with the intruding arch. You can see that in a minute. All right, you see this curvous V like this. Now we're going to need to flatten this thing out, so we go down with these, and this will go up a little bit, and we'll open his bite back here. He won't have any contact, and these teeth will erupt together. These will come up. Well, this back here probably doesn't, and this will go down, and we're going to flatten this out simply by having him. He's going to have to eat and chew right off of this area. Now that is a problem if you have a TMJ problem. That can create a lot of force up here, and it'll also put the force back up in here where your joint is. And a person with a bad joint, you can't do that, so you have to take the weight off back here if they got a bad joint to flatten that out. That gets into more complicated orthodontics when you get to doing the orthodontics. Now the next case I'm going to show will have TMJ problem along with the extreme lower abrasion of the teeth. His lower front, the next guy will be really worn down bad. Alright, so what we did here, we banded the lower molars and put brackets on these, and this is an intruding wire. This other wire is just a kind of the base wire to kind of rotate and line the teeth up, but this intruding wire is way down here, you see, and we pick it up and tie it to these teeth in the front teeth that we want to bring down. Actually, it's just hooked on, you see. It's tied right there, and we put the elastic over both arch wires right in there and tied it here too. So this intruding wire is bringing these teeth down, and his chewing force in here is pushing these up, but not very much. See, these won't go up hardly any, but these will go down a lot because they've got quite a force here intruding his lower anterior teeth. And then we'll come in and build some crowns, or at least the lab builds these crowns with gold backs and gold shelf back here for his lower anterior teeth to chew against, and that'll keep from wearing these things out for a long time. All right, let's go. So this is just showing the teeth, no big deal on that. But here we are now. We made these temporary crowns. We just made them in his mouth out of triad acrylic that looks shaded like teeth, and I just etched all of those worn teeth everywhere and put the liquid stuff on them, and then we put some soft triad acrylic, and we just built up a big pad of triad acrylic here. And I took a little blade and kind of shaped it out like this, and it took about 30-40 minutes to actually carve or just kind of shape these up. You can take some of that liquid, put it on there, and shape them up and make them a height that you felt like was about where his original teeth were. And then you let him close in to where he had a certain amount of overjet and overbite, and then you harden this thing, and then he had to eat off of it, and it looked good, really. He looked a lot better with this than he did with the teeth ground off. He could at least smile with it, and we went with that to see how he could get along. If I had these down too far and these didn't go down far enough, he would have been banging into him when he talked or something. So you have to try this out, and you can come back. I seem like I added a little more to it to give it a little more length, and you can do that with this triad. It's marvelous stuff, you know, and just harden it and shape it up, and the person looks good while this pressure, he's actually chewing on these teeth right up here. These don't even touch to start with, you see. So these will erupt down, but mostly this is going to come up because we're forcing this down. It's tending to force this up. A lot of people, there's more to this stuff than meets the eye at first. Now this intruding wire, which is down here, we raised up, it's pushing this down. It's also pushing this up with the same amount of force, you see. And you tie all this together, so we bring this up where it's touching. When it gets to where it meets good back here, and we've got things leveled out, when this is all leveled out, then he's ready to go in and get some permanent crowns put in there. There's a lot more to this than just bonding something on the teeth now. Now you can see what we bonded to right there. And this model was taken in '97. That looked like September or something there. And he didn't want to get messed up with this, so we didn't start him till '98. He's a nice guy, but he kind of got away from this. So we were in '98 when we started. We put all this stuff on, I think about the first day, just about. And it seems like I see a different color in here. And I think we added to it to give it a little more length, so he'd look normal and didn't bang together when he talked or anything. Okay, that's just a view of it. Now this is the lingual side of this acrylic, and this is where he bit down to this point, you see. And that's where we're going to make these gold crowns, and they're going to have a shelf at that same height here that his lower anterior will meet against, but it needs to be gold, not porcelain here. And then they'll come in and recrown and redo a bunch of this stuff. His regular dentist at I knew him. He sent him in, and he went to, I don't know, he had his own lab, but we'll show you what they did with the lab now. That's this lower anterior. We did virtually nothing except flatten that arch out, but we had to put it in braces to go in. I guess he had paid so much for his wife and the 2 kids, he didn't want to spend any more than he had to on this. So he didn't want me to do anything on the bottom. All right, they took him, sent him to the lab, and they made the deals to make the crown and everything, and they put wax on these, put it on an articulator, and closed it down against his lower anterior teeth. And they made crowns with these shelves on them. And this is where his lower anterior teeth bit into the wax. You see that the guy was waxing up these bases for these teeth that were going to have a gold inside and a gold backing, and then they're going to bake a porcelain on the anterior part, make it look natural and everything. It looks darn good when he gets through with it. So these are no simple orthodontic cases, and nobody does anything like this in orthodontic school. This is stuff you have to figure out what you're going to do and how you do it yourself when you're doing this. So I hope you'll learn from this and you can see what you can do. I tell you, if you don't know some orthodontics, you can't really do good dentistry, in my way of thinking. You need to know orthodontics to do TMJ work because you create so much of it. I'll show you this next Bruxism case, and we'll show. All right, they took that and they made these crowns. These are the finished crowns. We knew the height and everything would work because we had tried it with the triad acrylic. And these teeth now are biting into that shelf that's on the back of those crowns. Now, there's a picture here showing you those back of the, all right, here they are. Now, I had to have, this had to be all gold where it touched the lower anterior teeth. This porcelain will grind those teeth down over, it doesn't take long, it's like a wet rock. But gold is real slick, and these teeth can bite against gold for years. And he had these teeth, to my knowledge, when I retired, and I didn't retire till I was 88 years old. So he had these teeth a long time, and they were working. He had a nice smile, and he could go along with his wife. He had this beautiful wife, and I think they just made him fix his teeth up. He's a nice guy. I really liked him, and his whole family, and especially his brother-in-law, his wife's brother, was a real nice guy. Passed away with cancer, though, a few years ago. Now, we did nothing virtually to these teeth except intrude them. And so this is flattened out, and these have extruded some, and we flattened this arch out so it would fit and work against that. So here he is after we finished, and he could just part his lips and you could see teeth. You haven't seen any teeth there for years. He ground them off early on, I guess, before he got out of college. He probably, I don't know whether I guess he played ball in college. His brother-in-law was a big, famous football player at SMU. And anyway, You can see him where he is. I had him smile big, and you can see his teeth, and they had crowned several of the teeth back in there, and it just looked a lot better. That's case number 2. I won't do that. I'm going to go back and show a little bit of that. So this is the secret. You got to learn how to do that. Have the lower anteriors bite into gold, and you're not going to stop people from bruxing. Or at least I haven't found any way. They still tend to brux. Now he fixed this tooth back here, and everything went off quite good, and this held up for years and years around. I would see him quite often, and he was doing good. So I hope this will help somebody around the world that's looking at these things. This is not as simple as it looks. It looks like you can just come in there and put crowns on the teeth, but if you don't put something for the bottom teeth to hit and to stop, then they will deepen, the bite will deepen, and it'll push the jaw back, or it'll make the teeth hurt. And if somebody's got a weak joint, you can create a TMJ problem by just not knowing what the heck you're doing when you're crowning teeth or doing orthodontics or anything else. So this whole stuff about orthodontics and dentistry not having anything to do with the temporomandibular joint is just a bunch of bull. So I hope you will learn something about the joint and learn something about repairing these bruxism cases where they can last for a good long while. So I'm going to hush up now. This is going for a long time, and I hope you will benefit from this, and I'm going to stop this video right now.